Hello everyone, my name is Dean. I'm so sorry that we did not post any analysis for the past 2 weeks because we have been quite packed with our schedule, been traveling, been teaching our course, and also for our next coming project, and also making some of the YouTube videos where we're gonna inspire most of the new traders to trade better in the future. And by the way, we will try to do this quite often. We will fix a date which is on Sunday. So we will do some pre-market analysis for some of the existing traders or for the new traders to get some insight of the potential setup that we're going to release. So first of all, I want to go through which is a DXY. This is DX dollar. This is US dollar itself. Okay, what we can see here is where we can see the highlighted zone here, which is the resistance, and then the bottom here is a support. We are looking right now is the daily chart. So obviously daily chart produce the best support and resistance, right? They always often if you heard it before, we always say the bigger time frame is the big boys, right? We always need to trade like big boys. So what I'm going to share to you here is we can see that this daily structure price has been ranging for almost 1 year, right, in between 95 to almost to 97.70, around that, right? So first of all, we need to highlight where is the resistance and where is the support, and we're going to look at the current market, I mean the current candles right now, so we can produce our new setup for this US dollar, our new insights. Right. First of all, you can see here there is another minor resistance over here. I'm going to show it to you guys, which is around this area. Right. You can see here, we can see price has been rejected and then fall, and then we have a little bit spike up and then fall again. Right. So in here we can see that this pattern, it could be a head and shoulder. Where you can see over here is the left shoulder, here is the head, and then here is the right shoulder. As you can see that this daily closure, we close with a rejection candle, spinning top, and we can see over here, here should be the neckline, right? So overall, what I'm going to assume that is that this price, okay, managed to create a higher high, and then here also can create a lower low. So first of all, I will tell that I will assume that this price most probably is going to switch to downtrend, right? As we can see here, when there's a price have a new high, and then there's a new low, and this low break below the previous low. So what I'm going to assume that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candle here is the corrective move for the new leg to going for the bearish movement for US dollar. So what I'm going to take here is at the first impulsive candle to the lowest candle, swing high to the swing low. So we have a fib A, fib B, and then this is fib C. As you can see here, at the daily time frame, price closed below the 78.6, right? So this actually indicates, signaling us, telling that the price may come to downfall. All right, it's going to show us that the price may have to create a new. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is the price here did not manage to create a new higher high. So most likely that US dollar will come to a downtrend, and then will create a new low, right? So the new low should be at around this target, almost at negative 27%. So overall, when we know that US dollar, if I predicted that the US dollar is going to come down, so all this pair like Euro dollar, AUD dollar, NZD dollar, GBP dollar, all this price will goes up, right? Because US dollar is coming weak, so the base pair, it should be going up. So let's go in further insight to our Euro dollar, right? So for Euro dollar, as you can see here, it was a good downtrend, right? We can see that the price here have a first high, am I right? And then there is a first low, and then we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. However, but when it comes to the fourth drive, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, and then this is the fourth. So when they come to the fourth one, we can see that the price managed to close above and create a new higher high, right? So what I'm going to assume, like I said, US dollar is going to come down. So this pair, it should be going up. So what I can tell you is, when there's new higher high, price may have a corrective move to create a lower high, right? So as you can see here, here is the first low, and then here is the second low. So this low is higher low compared to the first low. So what I'm going to assume here is that this price is trading in a channel that is going to create a uptrend channel. So what I'm going to expect here is, we can use this parallel channel right here, click here to here, and then create it like this. So what I'm going to assume that the price is going to trade in within this channel. It should be like this. And so on until we have a breakout to have a better, bigger bullish or bigger bearish movement. So overall, I'm gonna say that euro dollar have a higher potential to go even higher from this current price at 1.12 right now. So when we go to a smaller time frame, okay, we can see that price is trading in a channel like I mentioned earlier. So how to get your entry? Take the first one to the second one, right? But however, if you can see in this smaller time frame here, price in the 4-hourly, right, we can see that Fibonacci does not apply because of the euro sentiment is very weak at the moment. We have a lot of fundamental news saying that the euro dollar, the economy is not really as good as presented. So what we can assume that this Fibonacci here, price managed to close below 78.6. But like I said, bigger time frame is always the winner of the games, right? So as you can see here, in this channel, on this daily channel here, we can see that we have a few rejected candles over here. We can see there's a double doji, and then we can see there's two new bearish candle is gonna retouch and then gonna rebound. So this is what I'm gonna assume in the next coming for the next couple of days. So this is my analysis for euro dollar. Same goes to AUD dollar, right? AUD dollar, we can see here is the major resistor, and then here is the major support. They've been hardly break since for a couple of months. So what you can see here, the price is a bit too choppy for AUD dollar, right? If we assume that the price is on the buying term, same as the euro dollar, okay, what we only can get the entry is this area at the minus support. So if on the Monday opening, price managed to come below here to the support zone, we most likely going to wait for any rejection candle for the confirmation for the price to test higher to the major resistance. So wait for any rejection candle for any buying position. So for now, I wouldn't favor for any short position for euro dollar, AUD dollar, NZD dollar, GBP dollar. So because I already have been telling that the DXY is on the bearish movement. We have a good potential bearish movement for the dollar index. So overall, euro dollar, AUD dollar, all will have the same movement as well, right? So let's move on to GBP JPY. Okay, GBP JPY has been a very ranging market, right, due to Brexit, uncertain of Brexit. So what we can say here, what we can see here right now is that overall this 149.500 is the major resistance. All right, it did not break since for the last couple 2 years, right? And we can see here that price have been testing at this support. Okay, so let's look down at the smaller time frame. Overall, we can see that price rejected very nice at this minor resistance before touching the 149.500 to the major. It managed to come down and then create a lower high, and then we have been tested once again at the major resistance. So this is the psychology level, right? Price has been touching here, and then we can see here, first of all, we can see the first one over here. It touched, went up, and then we have a retest, went up again, retest, and went up again. So for GBP JPY, what I would assume that price will still be in the ranging until the any fundamental data release on the Britain, right? So for current right now, if price manage to break this below support here at 144.109, let's say if the candle Monday opening and we have a daily closure saying that this price managed to break below this minor support, we can see that however we can see that the price will continue downtrend, will continue for the downtrend, but however, of course, price still need to create a new lower high first before it makes any big movement. So right, so what I'm going to assume here is price going to go up, rally up a bit, and then have a more bearish movement. But however, this GBP JPY is still too very choppy, still very uncertain. So I wouldn't trade on this pair, and there's no any recommend trade for the moment for this GBP JPY. Right. So however, we will see the next we will see which is the UCAD dollar. Okay, as we can see here, we can clearly see that this is a double top formation on the UCAD dollar, and then this is the neckline, right? So on the Friday market, price managed to create a new high, a same top as the previous top. So what we can see here, this is a double top formation, and here is the neckline, and price managed to have a strong red candle, a bearish candle to close below the neckline, and we have a retest, and then we have a continued downfall for this UCAD dollar. So what we can assume here is measure from the top, alright, from the neckline to the top, we can see how far can this price manage to go even further from here after the breakout. So we can assume that the price still have around almost around 40 pips to continue downfall. Alright, so the target should be at right here, and then after the price managed to break, eventually it will come to retest on the previous resistance and then continue ranging until it managed to break one of these support or the resistance zone. So next on, we'll move to GBP AUD dollar. Alright, we've been trading this pair very nicely for a couple of weeks. As you can see here on this daily trend, we can see there is a good uptrend lining up, and it met one of the good resistance at 1.87500 and been trading ranging for almost 2 weeks and a half. However, on the Friday market, if we look into a smaller time frame, we can see that the price managed to break below the uptrend line. So this is going to indicate, telling us that the price is going to come to a new downtrend movement, right? So once the price has been break, we can see a good retest, and then we can see after the retest, price has been pushing below. So what I'm going to assume that this pair is most likely is going to create a new downtrend. However, I will still do not make any trade on this pair, as I do not chase any trade. I always wait for the good price, any good higher price to get some sort of good risk reward entry. So I will still patiently wait for this pair to have another retest on the new downtrend line before coming any lower to trade a new lower low. So this is my analysis for GBP AUD. Alright, for Euro NZD dollar, Okay, this pair has been very good. After write the news during the RBNZ statement, it come out as a, for NZD dollar, it come out a very dovish statement. So this pushes the Euro NZD dollar to have almost 300 pip in a single day, push toward the upside. Okay, as we can see here, on this daily time frame, 1.63500 is a psychology level for support psychology level for Euro and NZD dollar. However, on the Friday market, on the Wednesday market, price managed to, on the Tuesday market, price managed to close below. However, the NZD news did not come off so good, so it managed to push the price to even higher. Still, it did not manage to close above this daily trend line for Euro dollar, for Euro NZD. So, however, this pair still in a very choppy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait for the price to close above this daily downtrend line before I will start buying on this pair. For at the moment right now, what I'm gonna assume here is that price may create a invert head and shoulder. So we can see here is the head, here could be the shoulder, left shoulder, and right here should be at the right shoulder. So what I'm going to patiently wait here is that price to have a retest at the right shoulder, most likely, and then here should be the neckline, right, this zone. So if price managed to rally above and close above the neckline, and also alongside with the downtrend line, if you manage to close any above here, I will look for any buy setup for this current pair. So for the moment, I wouldn't trade any pair. I wouldn't trade on this pair. Okay, so let's jump off to to gold, right? So gold, we can see that price managed to break this 4-hourly uptrend line, right? It break it so easily and did not even have a retest. So what I'm going to assume here is that this zone over here is the major support. Like I said, I already have a bearish sentiment for the dollar. So whenever dollar comes down, gold should be up as well. Same goes to Euro dollar, AUD dollar. So what I'm going to expect here on the Monday opening, price may have a retest. May have the retest at the support line again before pushing even higher. Okay, of course you cannot just wait for the retest. We still need to wait for any rejection candle over right here before we can see any bigger movement on the upside. So for at the moment right now, the only pair among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, among these 8 pair, only one pair that really interests me for the next coming trade, which is the Euro USD, because I see this pair as a very good potential upside movement. So I hope this pair will go as expected, because if we manage to buy at the bottom, right, and manage to take the profit at the highest value, we could have almost 220 pips. So imagine if you open one lot, you could have easily earned $2,200. If you open 0.1, you could have earned 220, and if you open 0.01, you could have earned $22. However, of course, this trade we will take at the most bottom and wait for it to reach to the highest peak. It wouldn't take just one day. So I will assume it will take almost at least 3 to 5 days for the price to have a full projection on the upside. However, AUD dollar, GBP GPY, UCAD, GBP AUD, Euro NZD, and gold does not, for the moment, it does not excite me on any trade right now, because price is not at the most bottom and it's not at the most top, so which it does not favor me to have any trade. Because the way I trade, I like to trade on reversal. I like to aim on reversal, and because whenever we trade at the reversal, is most likely is at the most top or is at the most bottom. So in this way, we can catch most of the value of the pips. The thing is here, we want the pips. If we manage to catch all the pips, we will have a good risk reward on the pair that we trade. So we will minimize our losses and maximize our profits. So I think that's all for my analysis for the through the week. Alright, in between Monday to Friday, we will see if there is any good setup, any good movement. We will try to update you guys and see any insights of our upcoming next trade. So thank you so much. If you guys have any question on the analysis that you guys don't understand, please PM us so we can know what is your problem.